Hello, ladies and gentlemen, if you happen to be watching. I thought I would go live. It's been about a month, I think, since I have talked to you guys. I'm going to pull up my YouTube here so I can read the comments because forever I have been having issues. There we go.
You can buy anything on this app. You can sell anything.
Maybe.
On this app. It's super easy to buy something.
And I'll just wait for some people to come online. Looks like nobody is watching. Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? Feel free to leave comments and let me know what you guys are up to. I haven't been on here in about a month to update you guys on anything. I haven't done any videos. I've been going through a lot lately, but I'm getting through it slowly but surely. The only trace of anxiety is on my face. I don't even know if you can see it in the light, but my face is totally broken out. I just want to see if live chat is working. Looks like I have 2 viewers. So yeah, it's October 1st. I'm trying to think of, I think last time I went live, my hair was a little bit darker than this. It was like more my natural color. I actually went purple for a while. You guys didn't get to see that. That was fun. I think I had my nose ring done. Had my tongue ring done last time. So that's not new. What is new is that I moved. I actually lost my job, had to move back to where I was living previously, which is my mom's. And I am back here in the original spot that I started making videos in the same room. Oh my goodness. So anyway, hopefully I'm not being super boring because there's only one person watching. And if you have any questions, one viewer, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Any questions, I'm definitely open to answer anything. So yeah, it's really crazy, exciting, anxious. I don't even know how to describe it. Like stressful moment right now. On August 14th, Kevin won his petition for resentencing. Then the state actually filed an appeal to the Supreme Court. And on Tuesday morning, it's like 8:30 in the morning, they're actually meeting in the Supreme Court to decide whether they want to take the state's case to appeal, Kevin's win, or if the Supreme Court doesn't take the state's case, then Kevin will just get resentenced and he should be in county within a couple weeks, which is super exciting. So I'm hoping that they don't want to take the case, that they just move it forward. It's just really nerve-wracking. And because like when stuff like that happens, you're sitting there thinking like, okay, like, what are it's 5 judges that it goes in front of. So you're like, okay, what's going to happen? What are these judges going to think? Are these judges basing it off of like the actual evidence that they have, the science that they have? Or are they basing it off of like the fact that the state doesn't want all these people going in front of the court? So yeah, I definitely am super freaking stressed out. I've been in the Secret Life of a Prison Wife in my support group, God, for like the last week, like posting my little screenshot that says 7 days until we find an answer, 6 days until we find an answer, and probably driving like all of the ladies crazy by doing that. Hey guys, whoever joined, I'm just rambling about resentencing stuff. Hey Monica, have you used the app Post before? I just was wondering how fast the pictures get to them. I have not used that app. I've heard of that app. I've heard there's women in my group that use that, and I'm pretty sure that it gets to them pretty quickly. I haven't heard bad things about it. I've only heard good things about it. Thank you so much, Monica. Any help is like appreciated. Any prayers, any good vibes, like anything like that is appreciated. Hey, Carmel, sweetie. So yeah, I'm just like super stressed out. I have like my countdown app on my phone, And I will show you guys. I use like several countdown apps. If you guys are wondering, a lot of women like in the group, when they first get in there, they'll ask like what countdown apps to use. And I think I use like 4 or 5 of them. But this is like the main one that I use, and it's called Days Since. But I don't know if you guys can see that. 35 hours and 8 minutes until, yeah, we find out an answer. But so I use this one called Days Since. I use one called Countdown. It looks like that. It's got like different backgrounds you can choose. I use another one called, I think it's like Prison Countdown, but it's like that sort of an app, which I really like it. It tells the percentage of time that you've done. It says we're 97% to like finding out what the decision is. And then there's one called Doing Time, and it gives you like a pie chart kind of a thing like that, and that also gives you a percentage, which that percentage is getting really close. I also use, I think that's it. 1, 2, I think I use 4 of them now. So yeah, it's just super nerve-wracking, and I just am super thankful that I have so many women in the group to turn to, you know, going through all of this anxiety and stress. And yeah, I use a lot of different countdown apps. But a little bit obsessed. Like I'm obsessed with the countdown thing. From the very beginning, my husband always told me, because when we first met, he had like 15 years, I think. And he always told me, like, you know, whatever you do, don't count down. Like it'll make it just seem longer, and like it's just not cool. But I obviously didn't listen to him because I'm super stubborn and I don't I listen to him, but you know, I still like do what I'm gonna do. I'm stubborn, and yeah, so I just started counting down from the very beginning. But I'm not just like one of those people that counts down like till his release day. Like I count down a lot of little things like in between. Hey Cheyenne. Yay! I have a good support system. It's super awesome, and I think it helps so much more to have that positive support system behind you, which is super cool. So if you're not in our support group, you should definitely check it out. Go on Facebook and search Secret Life of a Prison Wife, and we just ask for verification, like a picture of a letter or a picture of visiting, just, you know, so we know that you're in a relationship with somebody that's incarcerated, and then we can get you added to the group. We have like 1,100 women or somewhere around there, from all over the world, actually, not just in the United States. I need to fix my YouTube. I love the group, though. Everyone is so supportive. I'm really glad that you enjoy the group, Bianca. Elle and I worked really hard at just wanting to create a group that was like really like positive, and like where everybody was really close knit, even though we had a lot of members, like, you know, making sure that everybody was like really supportive of each other and like was able to build relationships with one another and all of that. So we will be celebrating our 1-year anniversary in February, because that's when we created the group. So it's pretty exciting. But yeah, no, definitely, gosh, definitely having like a really good support system, I think, is key. So I know I ramble a lot and I go from one subject to another. And what I was going to say really quick was, what was I going to say? Oh, countdowns. So I don't just put like his countdown for his release date. What I really do is like every month I find things to add to that countdown. So like October, I would put, you know, hear from the Supreme Court or decision. Of course, I would put that. I would put Halloween, you know, so at least I have a couple things in 1 month to look forward to. November, I would put, I'm trying to think what's the beginning of November. Well, our anniversary is the 22nd. My brother's birthday is the 21st. I would probably put Thanksgiving down, which they're all like right within the same week. So that's kind of crazy. But at least I have things to look forward to in November. In December, I would put like fall quarter ends because I'm in school. I would put Christmas. I would put like several different things down. And it just gives me shorter countdowns. And I look forward to those shorter countdowns, because then once I get to that countdown, then I go on to another one. And like, it makes, for me, it makes time go by like super quick. Hi, Javier. When was it a thing to become a redhead? I'm not red. Well, it's like an auburn. It was purple, and then I bought some box dye and decided to, it was like a black with violet in it. And so the combination of the purple with the box dye led to like this color, which is like an auburn color. Your group is the only one that I have stayed with. The other groups are dramatic and judgmental. I love how we have anyone from a few months to a life sentence. Yeah, I really like that too, Cheyenne. Because there's so many people that do, you know, they're married or like they're in a relationship with somebody that does have a life sentence. And then there's a lot of women in there that are going with people that have really short sentences, like 6 months. I mean, we created a subgroup called Secret Life of a Prison Wife United. And so it's for people that have 6 months or less, or their men are home, and they can join that subgroup. And then those women, you know, can separately like talk about, you know, their struggles and their situations and that sort of thing. So like women that do have a long term don't have to hear about it. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but a lot of times when you're dealing with, you know, say you have 10 years, we have like 10 years, right now. And say I'm constantly listening to people that have like 2 or 3 months left and talking about, oh, how stressful it is. And like time is, you know, just not going by and blah, 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 blah. Like after a while, like, I mean, yeah, the jealousy comes out, and it's just one of those things you don't want to hear all the time. So we figured if there is a separate group for women that have a really short sentence, that does like help out a lot of members in our group. Let me read comments. I should have actually, I am going to post in our group to let everybody know. I didn't give you guys like a warning that I was going to do a live stream, so I feel kind of bad about that. So give me 1 second here. I'm actually going to post in the group. Sorry, you guys. I'm going to share the YouTube channel in the group, so that way if I can share it, or if one of you guys are in the group, if you can share the YouTube channel, it won't let me share it for some reason. Hold on. Okay, I got it. I got it. I'm streaming live on YouTube right now. Check it out. I know, I'm super cheesy. Check it out. Okay. Sorry, guys. So, do you have any questions? What do you want to talk about anything specifically? Do you have questions about resentencing or appeals, or I don't know much about parole because we don't have it here. What are you doing today on this fabulous Sunday? I'm taking my pain medication. I haven't taken it all day. And normally I get like 20 people when I go live, but that's usually like me giving people notice as well. Okay, so I posted in the group. Let me go back to the YouTube comments so I can check that out. Un momento, por favor. So have you guys heard about this keto diet that everybody is talking about? I actually was thinking about doing it, but then I don't know. I've been thinking about doing it, but then like I'm also not thinking about doing it, because what I think is this. I've been doing calorie counting for like over a year, I don't do it every day. Some months I'll be like really into it. I've been sick with bronchitis for like 6 weeks, and I just like ended it. I'm coughing here and there, but it's not anything bad. But I lost like 40 pounds. So I'm 170, 180, 192, 210. Actually, no, I lost like 45 pounds because I was like 215 when I started, and I'm like 170 right now. So yeah, I did that from using my fitness. Is it my fitness pal? Yeah, like just tracking my calories that way. And I was very strict in the beginning, and then once I realized like what I could eat on a normal basis, then I kind of like stopped having to track my calories. And I got into like a routine with certain foods and like how much I was eating. So I try to stay between about 1,200 to 1,400 calories a day. I've never gained any of the weight back, even though I am not technically tracking my calories. I just try to drink a lot of water during the day, which I've been slacking on since I've been sick. I eat a ton of vegetables. Like I eat at least one salad a day. Like yesterday I had one salad for lunch, and then I went and I got a frozen yogurt. I hadn't had one in forever. And I had like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich like last night. Like that was what I ate all day. So even though I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich last night, which I probably shouldn't have done, it still was like within my calorie range probably. So it wasn't bad. So Cheyenne, how is the process going to go for you on Tuesday? So this is what goes down on Tuesday. So I actually called the Supreme Court clerk last week because I wanted to get an update like on our case specifically through the Supreme Court. And she pretty much told me that our lawyer had, I think it was until September 10th to file his like opposition to the state's appeal. So he has a statement, that he could submit to the Supreme Court saying why he doesn't think that it should be appealed. So he turned his in on time. And then she said that the state had until I think it was like 5 to 10 days to respond to our lawyer's opposition. And she said that nothing was ever submitted by the state. So I don't know. It's so weird to me, like that the state is so adamant about him not being resentenced, yet they didn't respond to our lawyer's opposition. So I don't know. I just been constantly thinking about that. Like I'm wondering why they didn't do that. I think the state's scared because like 700 plus other people would qualify for this if Kevin gets resentenced. But pretty much at 8:30 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning, it's not public. It's just like a meeting in the Supreme Court, and it's with 5 of the Supreme Court justices. So 5 of their judges will meet, and they will talk and they will decide on whether they want to take the state's case or whether they don't want to take the state's case. So if they don't want to take the state's case, that's what we want. That means Kevin would go within a few weeks to county and be resentenced. If they decide to take the state's case, that's just going to prolong like our resentencing. So he'll still get resentenced. It just can be like up to 8 months, I think, 6 or 8 months. So yeah, so 8:30 in the morning, they will talk and discuss and decide what they want to do. And then they file that decision with the court clerk. And then the court clerk will post that on the website. And then like the following day, actually Wednesday, it'll be on the website. But my lawyer, they will notify my lawyer or our lawyer immediately. And I should also be able to call the court clerk and get a decision over the phone as well. So our lawyer is amazing, but he's horrible at keeping in touch and contacting us with information. So, I mean, he's not horrible, but there's just like I sent him an email last week and he didn't respond. And I sent him another one, I think it was yesterday, and he didn't respond to that either. And I know it's the weekend, so I totally get that. But he never sent us what he submitted to the court, like what his opposition was. And Kevin really wanted to read that. So, yeah, so I'm going to probably call the court clerk. I'll email our lawyer and like figure out who's gonna be able to give me that decision like the quickest. So yeah, so I should know. I'm thinking I'm on the West Coast, so 8:30. I'm figuring, say their meeting is like 2 hours. I really don't know how long they normally last, but it is the precedent case. It's a huge case, so I'm guessing, maybe it lasts 2 hours. I was actually going to give them until not midnight, until noon. And then if I don't hear from anybody by noon, then I'm going to call the Supreme Court clerk and I'm going to talk to them over the phone. Um, and then obviously I'm going to like email the lawyer by noon if I don't hear from him. So that's how the process is going to go. Welcome to everybody that just tuned in. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment. And for some reason, like on my laptop, the comments never come up. I can never figure out why, but I have my cell phone. I don't know if you guys can see that. I've been on my cell phone, so I'm actually watching it with the volume down and just, reading off comments that way and reading everybody's comments. So yeah, Tuesday, dude. Dude. Sorry, that's how much of a California girl I am. Like, that is part of my vocabulary. And my husband absolutely makes fun of it like every chance that he gets. It's pretty funny. I think I just realized if I turn my phone that way, it actually looks, I don't know if you can see, the comments look super cool as opposed to the other way. And then they just disappear after a while. So yeah, guys, any new prison wives have any questions about like visiting? Yeah, that's funny, Michelle. Kevin doesn't get annoyed. Like, he knows that it's part of like who I am because I was born and raised in California. Like, I've always lived on the West Coast. Well, not always, but like for the majority of my life, I've lived on the West Coast. But it's funny. So your husband will be resentenced regardless of the Supreme Court decision. Yes. Well, no. So it's kind of funny because one of the Supreme Court justices used to be his attorney for like 9 years. So she sits on the panel. I also did research, and this was about 2 months ago, and I found out that the neuroscientist that I actually spoke with, she's like the best, literally the best in the country. Her name is BJ Casey, and there's some huge articles on all of her years of like 20 plus years of research on brain science and why those that are 18 to like mid 20s, their brain isn't developed, and why they should be resentenced because judges never took their age into consideration when they sentenced them. So anyways, I found research that she actually went to Washington, and this was like, I think 2012 or 2013. I want to say 2013, like right before we started working on it. And she actually led a symposium with all of the justices on her work, her research and stuff like that. So what'll happen is if they decide to take, the Supreme Court decides to take the state's appeal, it'll be kind of a big deal. Like, it'll be a Supreme Court case. Usually it's like each side has 20 minutes. Our lawyer had 20 minutes, and then the state would have 20 minutes to give their sides. And then I think the state or the Supreme Court has like 30 days to decide. Or no, I lied. And they have like 6 months or something like that to decide on what they want to do. But you just need the majority. So there's 9 of them. So we would just need 5 of those 9 to decide that with all of the science that we have, that Kevin should be resentenced. And like I said, one of those was his old attorney. So I don't know if she would still be able, she has to be able to vote because they have to have 9 Supreme Court justices. So yeah, like without a doubt, like we're absolutely positive that he'll get a majority vote. So it's just a matter of whether he's going to get resentenced now or he's going to get resentenced in another 6 months. So yeah, Jules, that's pretty much like where we're at with that. It would just be so much nicer if the Supreme Court decided, hey, like we've seen these cases before or similar cases before. We know the science. We've met the neuroscientist that's done the research. This has been passed in California, and I think California is the only state that's really, really passed it where they're releasing people or people are up for parole sooner. But it's just a known fact. Like, there's no way that they can say, oh, like, how do you know that this is true? Like, they know because it's science. Like, it has been stated in law, that the brain doesn't develop until mid-20s. Like, this new science has come about. So we don't have any doubts that he's not going to get resentenced. It's just a matter of when he's going to get resentenced. It is definitely a habit, Michelle. So dude, right on. Certain things, like you say on the West Coast, like you guys instead of y'all, like you guys, but I usually say right on and dude. Those are like my two go-to words that I say without even thinking about it. Hi, Johanna. Hold on. I'm sorry, I butchered your name. John Anna? My fiance is working with his lawyer about being resentenced due to juvenile law about not being able to sentence to a life sentence. He's been in almost 24 years and the wait is driving me crazy. How long have you guys been waiting for? 24 years is definitely a long time to be in prison for. Kevin has been in February. It'll be 15 years at the beginning of February. I just looked actually, I don't know if you guys are aware, but it's vinelinks.com. If you go to that website, I'll actually type it in here. Hey, Daphne. So vinelinks.com, if you go onto that website, they just updated their site. You can enter in the state that your loved one is in, and then it'll ask for the name or the DOC number. And you enter that in and it'll tell you like more information on like what their release date is and all of that. So I went on it the first time and it said his release date was like 2031, which is like the max date that like he can be released. And then I looked at it yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, and now it says 2028, which is like his earliest release date. So I don't know why it changed, but it's kind of cool. Like if you guys go on there and check it out, it gives you a little bit more information. It tells you what prison they're at, like when they were booked, how long they'd been at that prison. It's pretty cool. What state are you in, John Anna? Daphne, it's funny you said that. Like right when I was talking about it, I saw that you were in the group, obviously, or you're watching the live feed, and I was like thinking that's probably what yours was because I remember 20 years, and I was like, okay, 17, 27, 37. That makes sense. Even though I know he's been in a couple of years, so. Oklahoma. Yeah, I think like the West Coast. Well, I don't know about Oregon, but I know Washington and California. California especially is like with the business when it comes to all the new science and stuff like that. And now Washington, and it makes sense because my husband told me, he's like, just wait. He's like, California is usually a couple years ahead of Washington. He's like, if we wait a couple years, he's like, everything is going to come to Washington, and then we'll be able to file and get resentenced. And sure enough, it's been like almost 3 years, and it's coming to us. So that's why I keep telling everybody, like especially in the group, I'm like, just fight, like don't give up, like don't lose hope, like whatever you do, like keep working towards like resentencing or appeals or commutation hearings or whatever you have to do, because the laws change, literally they change all the time, and there's so much science out right now. It's really, really awesome. He's been in for 5 years. I didn't even realize that, Daphne. I thought for some reason he'd only been in for like a couple, like 2 or maybe 3. That's crazy. But that's good. The faster time goes by, the quicker you can be with them. So hold on one second and I will show you, because I know, hold on. Uno momento, I'm looking for it for you. My phone is just loading extremely slow, and that's because I don't have my Wi-Fi on. Get with the program, Tammy. Focus, focus. Okay, so this is what you're gonna find. I know it's backwards, but Vine link. I don't know. I'm sorry if I said links, but vinelink.com. You'll see that. And right here in this bar, oh, see, it goes down there, and then you can select the state. Oops. Washington. And then you hit done. And then you get to this screen. And you can go to the bottom and just hit continue as guest. So the bottom bar. And then you'll see this little guy come up. And you're going to just click on that. And it says, I'm searching for, and you would select offender. I hate that they call them that. Anyway, and then you put the state that you're located in. Mine's already on Washington. And then under whose, like I would just put my husband's ID number. I'm just going to show you this as an example. And then just click I'm not a robot to make sure you're not a robot, and then search. And I will show you guys what it actually looks like now. So it has their name, their age, their gender, their race, the facility, or I'm sorry, their ID, and then it says custody status and custody. So right below that in blue, it says like get detail record details or whatever. Or get notified. So like you can get notified, it'll send you a text when they're before they're getting released. But if you hit record details, it gives you their ethnicity, date of birth, any aliases they go by, the custody status date. So it says like for the facility that Kevin entered there January 25th of 2016. It shows the facility he's at, the date he was booked, July 16th of 2004, which is weird because that's the day before my birthday. And then it says his release is November. Oh, I was bad. I was wrong. It says November 5th of 2029. So I think that's like the earliest release date with like good time. So he has what, 12 years with good time? It should be 2027, but whatever. And then it says contact facility, and it just gives you like the facility information. So that is how you search on Vine links for your man's information. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the comments, you guys. I'm just waiting for parole to come back to Washington State. It's my only hope of him coming home. Well, Daphne, there's a group, Washington Can in Tacoma. And I was told by someone that they're still working on getting that bill passed. So what it is, but they have to serve, it's not parole, it's different. And I was working with them on getting it passed like a year ago, I think it was. But so at first they were going to do 15 years. Once they've served 15 years, then they would be eligible for like similar to like parole. But then they changed it because the legislators they had a problem with 15 years. They said they would work with 20 years, but they couldn't work with 15 years. So after they've served 20 years, then they would be eligible for early release. So say your man's been in 5 years, he would have to do another 15 years, and then they would be eligible for like early release, unless they bring back some sort of parole. But that's like the closest thing that I've heard of them bringing parole back for. I know, Cheyenne. It's crazy, right? We always joke about it because we're like, yeah, we're definitely going to be getting, like, he's definitely going to be coming home before, like, we even, like, were to get family visits. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. Like, we don't even, like, think about, like, the whole family visit thing anymore. That sucks. I know there's, like, some states, I think Florida is one of them, where you can go on to, like, their inmate like roster or whatever, where you like search through the prison system, and it'll actually show a picture of them. It'll show like what tattoos they have, where the tattoos are at, like what their past crimes are. Like, I mean, it shows like detailed information on Florida's website. We would be eligible, Aquarius, in February. Well, that's when we would be able to get the first trailer visit, family visit, whatever you want to call it. But he's probably going to be out before then, so that's why I said it doesn't really matter now. I keep my man updated on your progress. He's very interested because he's 22 and he went to prison. Where are you at, Jules? What state are you in? That would be better than what we have now. He can only get 6 months of good time off the whole. Yeah, it's like, what is it, like 90%? I think they have to serve 90% on violent crimes because Kevin's like not that much. No, actually, Kevin's is more than that because his is like 2 years. Like he gets 2 years off of his sentence. But Kevin's was a 28-year sentence, which wasn't like much more. But off of 28 years, 90% would be, he would do 25. Yeah, he would still get like 2 years off. So if a 25-year sentence, he should get 2.5 years off. So I don't understand that, Daph. You're in Ohio. So I have a friend, and my friend Gemma lives in Ohio as well, or her fiance is in Ohio. She lives in England, and she's been working to get him out too. But Ohio is like they're way behind like the West Coast as far as getting all that stuff passed. What? That's crazy, Daphne. I've never even heard that before. That's crazy to me. I don't know. I've never heard that at all. He really got the shittiest deal ever. And he took a plea, right, Daph? Or was his trial? I think his is a plea, but it's crazy. I always tell everybody too, because I know there's a lot of people. Like I had one girl in the group a while ago. It was like maybe 3-4 months ago or so, and she was adamant about her man going to trial. Like she's like, nope, he didn't do it. Like we're gonna go to trial. He's gonna get off. And like I told Kevin about it, and he's like, tell her not to have him go to trial. Whatever he does, like tell her no, 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 because that's how Kevin got so much time. Is he went to trial instead of taking the 9-year plea, and he got 3 times the amount of time. Yeah, I mean, I understand taking a plea of 25 years if they're like looking at giving you a life sentence or the death penalty or an extreme amount of time to, that's going to be like a life sentence, like 50 years or 90 years or whatever. Like, I get that. because at least when he does come home, he'll still be what, like 50 in his 50s or so? Yeah, see, and I totally get that because 40, 50, he'd be like in his 70s or something, right? Isn't he in his 30s? Yeah, so at least when he gets out, you guys still have time together. Yeah, see, 57 is still young. For real. Like, I honestly think so. And maybe I say that because I just turned 38 and like I get a lot of girls that are like 19, 20, 21 and they're like, "But I don't want to be having kids when I'm really old." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, what do you consider old?" And they're like, "I don't know, like 32, 33." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm over here 38, not having any kids yet." So yeah, I guess to somebody that's super young, 30s, anybody in their 30s is considered really, really old. But I honestly don't. And when I went and I got my hair done, we were talking, the girl that did my hair, and she's like, "But you're a young 38." She's like, "There's an old 38 and there's a young 38." And she's like, "You're definitely a young 38." She's like, "So don't even feel bad or self-conscious about having kids at your age." So yeah, I think it's funny. But then I thought about that too. Like if Kevin does not get resentenced, he would have like the 10 to 12 years left. So I would be 38, 48. I'd be like 50, like right at 50 when he got out. And I thought about that too. And I was like, yeah, but like even if he got out when I was 50, we'd still have like 30 plus years together. You know what I mean? So it's still a lot of time together. Once he got out, like 30 years is a long time. I mean, it's pretty much like the most of the life that I've already lived. And if he were to do this full time, like by the time he got out, he would be what, 34, 44, 45, 46, 46-ish. So, and that's not bad at all. Like he'd still be in his 40s. Hey, Jojo, what you doing? We're just a rambling about, nothing pretty much. Because I ramble about whatever. So yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, definitely like those long sentences. I wish the feds had parole. I wish Washington, Florida, like any state that does not have parole, I wish every freaking state had parole. It doesn't make sense to me why they don't. It doesn't make sense to me why the majority of the states have parole and the others are fucked. Yeah, you mean like just talking about like when we get to that age? Like what it's going to be like, because we've been talking about that for a long time. It's sad like to talk about it and to think about it. We are weird, and we used like a Thelma and Louise theme, but we came to an agreement that we have our 85-year suicide pact. And what I mean by that is Kevin is 4 years younger, so when he's 85, I'm 89. We are going to drive off into the horizon like Thelma and Louise. So I guess, hey Twyla. Oh my gosh, I've not seen you in forever. We haven't talked about cremation or burial or life support or anything like that. Like, I don't know. We've talked about like if something were to happen, and yeah, we kind of talked about the life support thing. Like, I know like he would not leave me if I was, still alive, but like incapacitated or whatever. But I wouldn't want to be in that position. Like for me, I am one of those people, I want to be cremated and I don't want to be on life support. But he knows that. And I'm positive that Kevin wants to be cremated and he doesn't want to be on life support. And it depends like too, like if we're young and some sort of accident happened, um, I would say like do whatever you can, to keep him alive. But if were like 80s or 90s or something like that, and he was in an accident or he had some sort of a medical condition, like a stroke or cancer or whatever, um, we'd probably do like a DNR. That's what I would do. Like I would want a DNR, like just because I wouldn't want to like suffer and stuff like that. Hey girl, we had the talk. He has different beliefs, so to give him what he wants when he passes, we have to drive him out into the bush and do a sky burial. Super different to my family or cremated people. Yeah, I do not want to be on life support. Hi, Yvette. How do I stay positive? Well, it's so funny because Kevin just actually sent me a letter about this yesterday. He said like one of the big things that like really made him fall for me was my positivity, like the fact that no matter my situation, I always find a way to be optimistic about it. And I think that's just like my general persona. Like that's just who I am, like deep down. It's something that like can never be taken from me. I mean, because I'll go through stuff where I'm super depressed or stressed or anxious. And I have my moments, you know, like it'll last maybe a week, 5 days or whatever, where I just am like pretty depressed to be around. Oh my God. But then I think about the fact that I have him in my life, and I don't know why this makes me emotional talking about it, but I have him in my life and I am where I am, and I've gone through the things that I've gone through, and I'm in school, and I'm going towards, you know, getting my bachelor's and then my master's, and I'm doing what I love for work, and I have my dogs, and I'm with my mom, and I have family around me, and my mother-in-law, and you know what I mean? Just like I'm surrounded by like a really good support system of women in this amazing group that Elle and I created, and like I can't be miserable. Like I think about all that and I just can't be miserable. And I think about God and like how he puts us in certain situations, you know, to learn lessons from certain things. And it's just, I don't know, it's life, right? And like this is the life that we have to live and you have to make the most of it. You can't like hide under the covers for the rest of your life, you know, because this is what we're going through. Like we have to continue living. And I don't have kids, but I would imagine if I had kids, I would be even more positive. It must be so hard to let someone else go if they were. God, I couldn't imagine like me being healthy, Kevin having an accident, us being young still, and him being on life support. Like, I feel like that would rip me apart. I obviously, if we had kids, I'd have to go on for our kids. But honestly, like if we didn't have kids, I probably would like, I feel like I would die of like heartache. Like, I don't know how I would do it. No, it's definitely good to talk about Daphne. And you know, you're in the medical field, like that's something that needs to be talked about. My mom, she wrote up her will, like I want to say it was in 2012. Um, and she had me like sign, or she had witnesses like sign it. And I think I was one witness, and then she had another lady sign it. But it's because like if something does happen, because like her dad when he passed away, he had no will or anything, and oh God, it was horrible. Like it had to go through, um, what do you call it? Um, what do you call it? Like the court that deals with like estates and all of that. I can't think right now. But yeah, it's just something that has to be talked about. I think when I talk to him next, I'm gonna like bring it up. I'm gonna be like, so I was talking to the ladies and we were talking about death. So just to make sure, do you want to be cremated? And I know what he'll think. He'll say, he'll be like, why? He's like, are you planning on doing something to me? He's not serious ever, so he'll probably joke about it. Yeah, I can see that, Daphne. I always thought like our relationship is really strong and it's really amazing. And I love our relationship because I feel like we don't have to work at it. Like it's just natural. But, and obviously we have our moments like of ups and downs and stuff like that, that we do have to talk through stuff. And, you know, we've had serious talks and we've fought and argued before, not a lot, but I mean, obviously it happens with every relationship. But, I just always like thought, you know, when he got out, that we wouldn't go through counseling. Like, no, we don't need counseling. Like, what do we need counseling for? We have amazing communication from going through this situation. Like, yeah, we're going to have to get accustomed to each other's, like, being in each other's living space and all of that. But why would we have to go through counseling? And then I heard somebody was talking about it. I don't know if it was on TV that I watched it or I read it in the group, but somebody was talking about how, oh, it was a commutation hearing. I was watching it and this guy was testifying for another guy. And this guy had been out for like, I think a year or two. And he said that him and his wife would go through counseling just to be able to deal with things, you know, because he had been in prison for so long. Was it difficult to tell your family about your relationship? Jules, no. Well, kind of. My mom, I wasn't going to tell her. Like, we got married. I bought, like, my wedding band. I don't know if you get, nope. My rings are so big. My finger, I've lost weight. So my rings are, like, way big on me. I have to get them sized. So I bought the band, right? And that was the only ring that I was going to have, was the band. And then my mom came and stayed with me. And I was planning on, we're going to go get married. I wasn't going to tell anybody, and that was it. And she just happened to ask and kind of put the pieces together. And I told her, and I thought she was not going to be supportive at all. And she actually gave me her grandmother's ring, which I freaking, I can't do this. I love. So it's my great grandmother's ring. And the ring next to it on my middle finger, that's Kevin's ring. They wouldn't let him put it on when we got married because it wasn't out of the catalog. But yeah, my mom was there when we got married. His mom was there. His ex-stepdad now. His cousin was there. His best friend was there. His dad and his dad's wife was there. So we actually had quite a few people there. My dad, I didn't tell my dad until after I got married. Called him on the phone and I said, okay, like I need to tell him. So I told him, and my dad didn't really know anything about him. So my dad just pretty much was not supportive at all. He just said, well, I mean, I never expected that my daughter would marry somebody in prison, let alone somebody that was convicted of murder. And it honestly took my dad about a good year to like accept the fact and not be rude about it or anything like that, to acknowledge it, I guess. And so now it's been almost 3 years since we got married, and my dad will ask me about Kevin. He's never met him, but he asks about him like when we talk on the phone, and he knows that, you know, I've been working on his case for so many years and we're going through all of the resentencing stuff. So yeah, it's definitely difficult to like bring up the subject for sure. We started seeing each other in July and we are still in the closet. He doesn't think we need to tell people yet. No, we waited. We started talking in May of 2014, and I did not tell anybody until right before we got married in November. I think it might have been October. I think my mom might have known by October, but June, July, August, September. So like 4 or 5 months, no, like at least 5 months into it, like none of my family knew. Not going to lie, we agreed to take out life insurance policies on him to cover the cost if something happens to him in there. He feels it is, that is smart though, Daphne. Like, I mean, really, if you think about it, because to be realistic, like so much can happen in prison. There's riots all the time, there's fights all the time. Like that's why they're constantly having to like look over their shoulder. I mean, it's smart that you guys did that. That's too bad, Daph. I'm glad your family is supportive. I can't wait for Kevin to get out and like meet my dad, even though I haven't even seen my dad in like 3 years because I haven't taken a trip down to California. But I can't wait for him to meet my brother because they are really actually a lot alike, personality wise. And I can't wait for him to meet my dad, and just so my dad can like see, hey, like this is an amazing guy. Like he's smart, intelligent, like good guy. So And I mean, my dad knows I've been married for almost 3 years. His side of the family, like I talked to his cousins, I talked to like family friends that like he grew up with. I still talk to them. I talked to his mom. I talked to his dad, not all the time. I saw his mom recently, but I haven't seen his dad in quite a while. I actually haven't seen his dad since we got married, but he's on my Facebook and we talk pretty often. But I definitely like talk to like he's got 1, 2, 3 best friends. One's a childhood best friend. One is and 2 he met while he was incarcerated, but they're both out now, and like one is married and has 2 kids, and they're like all family oriented and stuff. And the other one is not married, but him and his girlfriend just had their first baby, so I'm excited for him. And then his childhood best friend, him and his girlfriend, I think they've been together like a year and a half or something now. They just had, or they might be together 2 years now. But anyways, they just had their first baby. So everybody's freaking having babies. John Anna, telling my family about our relationship was hard, but I told them from the beginning, and some are not happy, but it's my life. My kids are good and don't care. My daughter loves him and calls him dad. That's really awesome. And it's really special to be able to have your family be supportive like that. In 2 weeks, I finally am flying to see Seth. Wait. Wait, Twyla, I didn't even know that you were with somebody incarcerated still. Is this the same person or is it somebody different? I'm flying to see Seth. We got 5 days a week from the deputy warden, which is 2 more than anyone else gets a max. Staying with his mom and family connection. That's really cool. I don't know why I thought that you weren't with somebody, or I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My mom has come to visit him. My sister is on his visiting list. That's cool. I think like if my dad lived closer, my brother lives in Hawaii, my dad lives in California, my cousins, one lives in Vegas and one lives in LA. I think if like my family lived closer, then they would visit. I wish my grandma was still alive because I would have her come and visit him, and she totally would have done that. But yeah, it makes it hard, definitely when they're not like in the same area. If you're living in a different area, I definitely need to wash my hair. That's why I keep like messing with my bangs because it looks super crazy. I need to get my dry shampoo out, but I'm not really planning on going anywhere today. Kevin and I decided that we were both going to sleep as much as possible until we find out the decision on Tuesday. Like that is our life plan. No, not our life plan, but that's our plan, is to just like sleep the days away until we find out. We're stupid though. I don't know. It's weird. We're weird. I feel like I need to go get a Pepsi. So I know there's only a few of you online. Oh, there's 5 now. Are you guys getting bored? Did you want me to like, are you about ready to get off of here, or would you rather have me live stream like later on tonight? I feel like just getting on video, I haven't done this in a long time, but I feel like it's really helping me deal with like my anxiety and my excitement and my stress and everything, like a lot. I should go in the group and just go live on Facebook in the group. I haven't done that in a little while. Well, I did it yesterday for a minute. I went to go get yogurt and did it, but when I had bangs, I would just wash my bangs. That's a good idea. Makes it quick and easy. So yeah, maybe seated, I'm just totally, and I'm wearing a bra that's like I can't tell if it's too small for me or too big for me. I think when I lost weight, I lost a little bit. Well, I lost weight around, like my bra is too loose around my rib cage right there. So I think all of my bras are too big for me now. So I was wearing, at one point, it was like a 40, it was like what was it? A 40 triple D or something like that. And now I went to go get fitted, and I went to Victoria's Secret, and she's like, "You're a 34 triple D," or something like that. And I was like, "What? Like a 34?" So I think I'm more like a 36, but I don't know. The 34 was like a little bit too tight around my waist. See, this is ADD coming out. Like I got too much shit going on. I got a phone call as soon as we hung up. I got right back on. Right on. Those phone calls are definitely nice. We just passed 1 year together. We still fight like cats and dogs. It's so good to see you and other women. Oh, thank you, Twyla. We miss you in the group. I do think about you often. I know Elle does too. But yeah, no, the group, like, I don't know, it's been different. I was going through some stuff like the last couple weeks, so I wasn't really active in the group that much, but I've been getting more active and like more into it. So since I lost my job, I'm back on my mom's in school, which I just worked on like 4 assignments on Friday. I think it was Friday that it was due, Friday night. I misread it because it's the first couple weeks of the quarter. I thought she gave us a 2-week leeway, but she gave us a 1-week leeway. So I was like working on everything until like 10 o'clock at night. But anyway, in school full time, I actually have to work on this week. I have 2 like I don't know, writings, I guess. I have to watch 2 different lectures on African American history and write 2 different like 700-word papers, which isn't bad. I mean, I can write papers pretty decently. I had to write like 4 300-word papers the other day, and it wasn't bad at all. So anyway, I have to do 2 700-word ones and 1 300-word one by next Sunday. So I have a week to do that. So I'm going to work on that through the week. And then I do this coat of arms thing for my chemical dependency class. I created our own like family coat of arms, which is pretty cool. And I have to answer some questions on it, but that takes like 10 minutes or something. And I have a quiz that's due on Tuesday, but it's like open book, like no time limit. And then in my English class, I have a couple like discussion posts that are due. I think they're not even due until like Friday or Saturday or something like that. So I've been like pacing myself on all of the schoolwork. And I'm taking 14 credits this quarter, so it's not bad. I only have 1 test out of all 3 classes, and it's due the end, or it's like the beginning of December, and it's for my history class. And then I have quizzes that are due in my chemical dependency class, which I said is open book and no time limit, which is awesome. And then I just have a lot of writing this quarter, so that's keeping me busy. I procrastinate so bad. So bad. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing, is just working on school. I actually am super excited because I worked for a company about, God, 2016. So it was like a year and a half ago. It's called Sykes, and it's a work from home company. They deal all sorts of people. Like they had a job for Abercrombie and Finch. It was like or Fitch, is that what it is? I don't even buy their clothes because it's for like skinny mini people, and I'm curvy and they don't make clothes for me. But anyway, they were looking for a customer service representative, like a sales customer service job, working from home. And yeah, so I applied for Sykes, work from home online, and they give you all these different job opportunities, and they're like, oh, are you interested in this job? It's minimum wage. These are the hours. These are the training days. You have to be available, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Britt. I know, Daphne, I've got like 3 more years of homework, probably 2.5 years of homework until I get my bachelor's, and then another 2 years until I get my master's. So lots of homework my way. But anyway, so Sykes work from home. If you guys are looking for a job, if you want a work from home job that's like call center job, definitely check it out. The only thing that you need is like a phone line. It says you can do like an old school landline, or you can do like the cable, I think. You need actually I should show you guys. So this is my desk that I had set up when I worked. I'm going to use the same desk, but you just need a monitor. And I bought that from a pawn shop because it was super cheap. You have to have internet that's a certain speed, which I will make sure that our internet is up to that speed, just to like make sure it's not going to mess up with my job. Of course you're watching football. And so internet, phone line, monitor, and that's it. And then you can't like have noise in the background. So if you have kids, you can't like have kids, you can't be watching a newborn, like, having to like take care of your newborn and work at the same time. They want you to like have your office in a separate room than like your bedroom, but my bedroom is so big that I put my desk and my bed and everything else fits in here as well. And I've got like a printer set up on this side table. I got my cork board up there, printer. So I've got like, everything pretty much like set up for my office still. Hi, Alex. He is the cutest ever. I think I was talking to Heather about him like a week or two ago. You posted the video of him going to school, and I was like, Daphne's son is so cute. He's so cute. I wish you lived closer so I could come over and hang out with you, and then we can kill time. We can kill a good 20 years, but no, or 15 years or whatever. But yeah, so I think I'm going to do that. I have my surgery. I have my pre-op appointment on October 9th, and then my surgery is on October 23rd. And I should be really good with the recovery. I think it's only about a week they want you to take off of work. So I think right after or right before I go for surgery, I'm going to choose one of these jobs that they have available and then like be able to start working like right after that. But right now I have unemployment and I have about 2 months of it. So that should give me through October. Yeah, that should give me through like plenty of time to like start working and get like a normal paycheck and finish out my unemployment. So anyway, I'm just rambling about job stuff, but so that's like my backup plan right now. He is embarrassed. Oh. Hi, Alex. I love kids. Anyway, so that's my backup plan. Unemployment, and then I'm going to do the work from home job if I can't find a chemical dependency like counseling job in the area. And there's not a lot of companies in Port Orchard, like in this area. I would have to go to Tacoma, and then I'd have to pay the toll and gas and stuff like that. So I think at least until Kevin comes home, I'm going to try and do the work from home thing just because it kind of like works out perfectly because I work from home. I do my classes online. So like the school work thing works out really well. I can do homework in between calls and stuff like that. And yeah, like it's a huge thing. And if Kevin's coming home soon, then like once he comes home, then he'll be working because he's got a job offer with the union already. And then I can focus on school and like not work all the time. And that'll be awesome. He says, we live in Walla Walla. That's cute. I have literally never been to Walla Walla. It's kind of weird. I would have thought like I've been to a lot of places in Washington, I guess. In Western Washington, I've been to a lot of places, but I still haven't been to Leavenworth, and I definitely want to go there this winter. I know they have the Polar Express thing going on, I think, on the West Coast, and I was thinking about doing that. I just have to find somebody to do it with. So I was thinking about talking to Heather or somebody that lives in this area, maybe Rhonda, but her fiance should be home by then, so I'll be a third wheel, and I don't want to be a third wheel. Yeah, that's so funny. He's probably super confused. What it is, the Polar Express is a train, and it goes to Leavenworth. And if you don't know Leavenworth, you should Google it, Britt, because it is literally a town of Christmas. Like everything is decorated Christmas. Like the whole town is like a Christmas town. It's like the North Pole. It's super awesome. Where's the Eagle Cap train at? Is that in Eastern Washington, Daphne? But yeah, I think it'd be really cool to get some ladies together that their guys are still incarcerated, obviously, and go on one of those like winter kind of like Polar Express trains together. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Just because like the holidays are always the worst. I feel like the holidays, summer and holidays, like for me are the worst, like hands down. Summer is the worst for me because I'm not in school usually, and I just feel like it drags on and on and on. And the holidays, obviously, because they're not with us and it's the holidays. And yeah, I don't know. It'd just be cool to get out and do stuff with somebody. Well, if you came up here, then you could go too. They do a mock train robbery. They give kids the money and the robbers take it from them. Ah, that's awesome. I used to work, fun fact, number 551, when I lived in Sacramento, California. I worked for one of those murder mystery dinners, and it was on a little like dinner cruise boat. And yeah, I was like a bartender server on that. It was really fun. Like everybody dressed up and like they acted out their roles, and it was actually really cool. But yeah, we should totally plan something, get together and do something like that. I know Heather goes over to Walla Walla now because that's where her man's at. But I would go over there. Like, I don't know. I'm down to do something like that. Actually, Rhonda might still be available because I don't think he gets out until after Christmas. I think it's like right around New Year's. So maybe Rhonda would want to do something too. We'll have to like do a carpool thing if we go over there and do it. But I really want to go to Leavenworth because I've never been to Leavenworth before. And I think it would be a lot of fun. But anyway, what else is up with you guys on this fabulous Sunday? Oh, see my neck. I need to get my surgery done super bad. My neck is, see, it's like my upper back or my upper neck, my lower neck down in here is where like I get all my tension, and that's where my pain is at. And then my bulge discs is literally right in the back of my neck right there. So that's what they're going to do surgery on, and they're going to replace it with metal. So I'm literally going to have metal in my neck. Steel in my, no, not steel, titanium in my neck. I have titanium in my neck. That's crazy. Oh, yeah. So January 2016, was it 2016? Yeah, January 2016, when I moved back to Western Washington, we actually moved, obviously, in the middle of winter. We drove a moving truck and we drove my car across the pass. And that was effing scary. No, thank God I'm not having fusion surgery. I am having the, oh my God, which one is it? Disc replacement surgery, like total disc replacement surgery. I don't even know what my plans next week are, let alone in December. I'm crossing my fingers I'll be moving out of here and into an apartment. Yes, we know that, Brittany. Um, I have done everything, Daphne, everything that you could think of except for surgery. So this is pretty much like the plan to have the total disc replacement surgery. And they say, I think it's like an 80 to 85% success rate for like takes away the pain and, everything that goes along with it. If I'm not part of that 80% that like helps, from that surgery, then like my last option is fusion surgery. And so I'm thinking, and I talked to my mom about this and Kevin about it, but I honestly would rather I would much rather go through pain and be on pain medication for the rest of my life than have fusion surgery. Because if I have fusion surgery, this is going to be me say somebody's here right talking to me. I can't just like turn my neck and talk to them. Once I have fusion surgery, I literally have to turn my whole body to like look that way, or I have to turn my whole body to look that way, and I'm going to look like a freaking robot. Like, it is not cool. You have to turn your whole body. That's horrible. Like, who wants that? It's awful. You should see me in the car. Like, my mom will be like, hey, can you look and see if anybody's coming? And because my neck, I can only move it so far before it starts really hurting really bad. I will like lean back and like look like that instead of just like turning my neck all the way around and looking. It's awful. I know, I'm going to be a bionic woman. The total disc replacement is still really new. They've been pretty good so far. I know and somebody told me not to do this. I think like Elle or Josie told me not to do it. But they said do not watch YouTube videos, because I research everything. So I'm going to research the surgery. So I watched these YouTube videos on total disc replacement for the C5, C6, which is what I'm getting done. And there was a woman, and she was wearing like one of the neck collars. And is that what they call them? Like neck collars? So it keeps your neck, like in place. So it's not like all floppy and everything. She just had the surgery, and she was giving her an opinion on it. And she said that she was on Percocets, I think, for pain, but she said, so she had other issues. Like, she had it to where it was causing like numbness in her arms and stuff like that. I don't have anything like that because mine are bulge discs. I've got bone spurs that they have to clean up. I've got the bulge discs, and I have osteoarthritis, or I forgot what it's called, but I know my grandma had the same thing. No, mine's C5, C6. Thank you, Twyla. Appreciate it. It's funny, you named all of them but the one that I'm actually having. But yeah, so this woman was giving her review on the surgery, and I know it's different because every surgeon is different. And the main thing I asked my doctor about was I have PTSD. My PTSD stems from my ex-boyfriend choking me. I didn't eat solid foods for like 6 months or so after I got out of the relationship, because I had this fear that like whatever I ate, solid food I ate, I was gonna choke and like die. And so that's like my biggest fear with PTSD, is like being restricted on my throat and like choking. And so this woman said that she felt like somebody was strangling her, because when they go in for the surgery, even though it's through your neck, they go in through the front right here, and that's where they do the incision. And so there's like a scar right there. There's going to be a scar right there. And just the swelling, because they have to move your vocal cords over to do the surgery, causes swelling. And that's why like a lot of people have trouble swallowing like the first, I think, week or so. Yeah, I mean, mainly I have the issues with my neck because of a car accident that I was in like 9 years ago, in 2009. That's when the issues started happening with my neck. So that's what I sum it up to, is the car accident that I was in. But yeah, so this woman was talking about feeling like she was being strangled because of the swelling and everything, and she was having a hard time. So I freaked out. I went to my surgeon and I talked to him about it, and he said, I do like 200 of these surgeries a year. He said, and honestly, he's like, if somebody is having those sort of symptoms, he's like, that means that the surgery isn't done properly. So I read all the reviews on the surgeon, and it's through St. Joseph's in Tacoma. And everybody had really good things to say about him. So I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. Like, I'm not going to feel like that, but I know it's going to suck. I know it's going to suck. I've never had surgery before, so I don't know. What are chin tuck swallowing? Like, Just tuck your chin and swallow? Does that make it easier? Why would you have to do that? I feel like it makes it harder to swallow that way. That's weird. I've never heard that though, but I trust you because you're a medical professional. But yeah, and then I watched another review with this other guy that had it done, and he said like he had no symptoms at all, like he didn't have problems swallowing, like he was fine, like he had already like felt so much pain relief. And so I know like everybody's gonna have a different reaction to the surgery. So pretty much I can just like, you just glance down a little and close, and I don't want my airway to be closed. You're scaring me. Oh, you want to hear something super funny? Oh my gosh. So I don't remember why I did it, but Murphy, I'll show you guys. He's over here. Murphy. Hey, buddy. Say hi to everybody, Murph. He's like, nope, I am sleeping. And there's Odin. There's Odin. We're being lazy dogs today. Anyway, Murphy, I was looking down his mouth one day, and I'd never done this before, looked in a dog's mouth. And he opened his mouth, and I was looking down, and instead of like having the opening in down our throats like we do, you know, with your little thing that hangs down, like where you can tell where your tonsils are swollen and stuff like that, there's like no closing. Like it's like closed off. Like it's not open like ours is. And I like freaked out, and I was like, Mom, I was like, what? Is there something wrong with Murphy? And she's like, no. She's like, that's just the way. She's like, that's just the way dogs' throats are. So I was like, okay, hold on, I'm gonna get Murphy up. So, come here. Oh, Murphy. Oh, Murphy. Oh my God, Daphne, he's huge. He's 37 pounds now. He's 37 and a half pounds. Hi, Alex. Murphy, look. Murphy, what is that? What is that? See, you guys saw down his throat. Oh my goodness. So anyways, there's Murph and there's Odin. Say hi, Alex. They're good though. They're good dogs. Yeah, I weighed Murphy the other day because I hadn't weighed him in a long time, and he was 37 and a half pounds. He's supposed to be a full-bred Boston Terrier, and I know he's not because Boston's usually only, that's cute. Boston's usually only are like 25 pounds. Odin is 25 pounds, but yeah. Can you hear him snoring? But I was talking to, no, he's not even fat. Oh my God. Look, I did show you his chest. I don't even know if you can see it. He has an 8-pack. He's literally, he's not fat. He's all muscle. So I know he's mixed with something else. Anyway, sorry. I was making dogs do something that they didn't really want to do. But yeah, no, so he's not fat. I'm pretty sure he's mixed with like pit. I don't know. I feel like he's mixed with pit because he's so broad and he's just really strong. He's not fat at all. Yeah, look, the heater, my heater vent is down here. So they like, when it comes on, they lay in front of it. It's cute. They're super lazy dogs though. Well, one is super hyper, Odin. The smaller one is super hyper. The other one is, Murphy is just very lazy. They are super cute, Twyla. See, that's why I just can't help but not be happy. Like they're like my emotional, I call my emotional comfort dogs. Because if I'm sad or I'm upset or I'm missing Kevin or whatever, like at least I can get a hug from them, you know? And it kind of makes everything a little bit better. Yeah, I really honestly like the guy that I've known the guy that sold Murphy to me, and then he gave me Odin. I didn't pay anything for him, but he gave me the papers saying that they're full bred. Like the mom is full and the dad is full. And I've seen pictures of the mom, and Murphy looks like the mom, but there's no way that she's a full Boston Terrier. Like it's just not possible. Like I've asked so many breeders about it and stuff, and they're like, no, like he has to be giving you the wrong information. Like that's just not accurate. And so I mean it's whatever. And at first Kevin and I were talking about breeding them because they're just so cute. Like Odin is so traditional looking and Murphy's just got the cutest face ever, and he's got the best personality. They both have really good personalities. They're just lovers. They like will lick you to death. And they're super smart. Like I taught Murphy how to sit, shake, lay down, roll over within like a couple days. Like he knew all of that. They're just super smart. Um, but I decided because they're both boys, they're brothers, they're litter mates, they're humping all the time, and they're getting like aggressive. They fight a lot over toys and stuff. We figured getting them fixed is probably the best thing. So I scheduled an appointment on the 19th, so less than 3 weeks, and they are going to get their snipped. Well, did they snip them? I think they snipped their balls. Yeah. Yep. So they will come home and they'll be out of it for a good day on the anesthesia. And then they give me like 3 days worth of pain meds for them in case they're still in pain after that. So, but it's super cute. Like they will like be laying next to each other sleeping, and one will wake up and start like cleaning the other one, like kissing them and stuff. It's super cute. That is so funny. Sorry, Alex, I can't hear you, but I'll talk to you soon. He is showing me stuff. Oh, that's cute. So how does he like school, Daphne? Is he enjoying it? Is he making friends? Hey, Odin. Hi, Murphy. What are you doing? Why are you facing that way? Come here, Od. I know. Odin. Oh my gosh, you guys. Come here. Odin, come here. You come here. He's being camera shy. He's like, I don't want it, Mom. See, Odin's the one that's got the ears that stick straight up and down, and Murphy's got like the floppy ears. And Odin's got the beauty marks. The good boy. Yeah. You guys are so lazy today. Yeah. Yes, it's good. Right on. I can't wait to have kids. I hope, and like we always talk about kids and stuff like that, but I hope that I have all boys. Like, yeah, like whatever. If I have a girl, that's cool too, but like I can only picture myself as being like a mother of boys, like having 2 or 3 boys. And then being like that. Kevin wants to put him into like martial arts and stuff. So he wants to do like wrestling, and then like he wants to do the MMA thing. Like he wants them. I'm just like, okay, like you're already planning for them to be in MMA. Like I'm not even pregnant yet. It's funny. I am a baseball fanatic, so I want them to be into baseball. Bye, Twyla. See you later. All right, guys, I think I'm going to get off of here. I need to go get something to drink and something to eat. I haven't eaten anything today, and I'm just going to grab something to snack on. I might go live in the group just because there's a lot of women in the group that don't know. I don't think they can get on YouTube, or they maybe don't know how to get on YouTube, or they just didn't want to get on YouTube to watch the stream. And there's like some people like Brooke and quite a few other girls on there that I haven't talked to really in a while, and I just thought I'd go on there and do like a Sunday live or something. I don't know. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. I'm going to leave this stream on the YouTube channel just because it's something that's, I talked about resentencing and stuff like that, and I kind of wanted to update everybody. And then on Tuesday, once I find out the decision, then I'll make another video about the decision. So anyhow, I love you guys, and I will talk to you in a little bit. Bye.